We now come to the point in the class where we're just kind of looking at a couple things. Starting on page 1-31, we're going to look at tools that relate to reporting quantities. And specifically, we're going to look at some utility quantities. So we're going to look at a tool provided with PowerCivil that does plan view quantities. And then we're going to also look at some custom tools that were written that can that you have access to if you want, that create custom reports and spreadsheets and such. So let's take a look at the quantities, and then we'll do the reports. So in our DGN file, we're going to switch into a different model. So I'm going to go ahead and get into a utility plan model. And in that model, I've got my drainage shown and my sewer and water shown. And what I want to do is open up Design and Computation Manager. And in Design and Computation Manager, we want to switch to the compute mode, which is the little calculator. And that changes the dialog a little bit. And what I want to do is I want to select information that I'd like to compute. And so, for example, I've got drainage information, and I want to compute any item that's in the drainage folder. So I'm going to highlight it, add it to the list at the bottom. Water, same thing. Wastewater, same thing. So there's several items in all those folders. It will scan through whatever it finds in that matches items in those folders. It'll present to me in a list. Now, where's it going to look? Well, I want it to look inside the active design file. I'll give it a GPK file, which isn't necessary for my particular computation, but you can run computations where it matters, and station offset and stuff like that. I'm going to look inside the active file. I'm not giving it a baseline reference, so it's not going to, it doesn't need that for anything, but you could sort quantities based on an alignment. I'm going to set that to none. So again, I didn't really need the GPK file, but I'll set it to none there. I'm going to hit compute, and it goes inside the design file, and it finds all these items and presents it to me. So now it's my decision what I want to do. Do I want to export it to an item report? Do I want to export it to a table, some sort of database, Oracle, Access, a CSV file, or a table where you just draw a table in a file, just like we did the previous coordinate table and staking table. So maybe I'll set it to table, and I can go to the display of the table, and I can set up graphical information like column headings and the symbology of the text for the table, and the type of data that's being placed in the table, the column lines and stuff like that. Once I set that, then I simply come and place the table, and it puts it on my cursor. So I can come down here and I can plot it if I want, and then I can review the table. Let me close that, close DNC, and there's the table. But all this could be sent to a text file, a CSV file, and so forth.